it's been an interesting weekend here. We are headed up to Altoona, PA right now. We left the house on Thursday, headed to the Bald Eagle State Park, and we were about halfway there, and there was a code that come up on the dash, and we ended up broke down on the side of the road. So
open road where dreams unfold, adventure calls, a story to be told. With every mile our spirits soar, freedom song forevermore. Supersede child adventures on the go, through the hills and valleys, don't you know? With laughter and love we roam so free, a journey shared, just you and me. Heather by my side, Herbie and Bugsy too. Together we chase skies of endless blue. In our RV, a home on wheels, every turn a new world reveals.
do you want to say a little bit about?
I don't know what to say, right? We'll find out when we get there. You know, we were headed for the mountains in central PA. The leaves are just now starting to turn, so it was going to be a good weekend, and we got to the top of 7 mountains. So anybody's familiar with the area around Penn State, we're headed that way, head towards State College, and it got some SCR code, and the code shut off. I mean, it was within, the code popped up, said it was shutting down in 30 seconds, so we were lucky enough to get off to the side of the road. Got a hold of Freightliner, told them what was going on, went back and forth with them a few times, and eventually they called a wrecker, and had to get a wrecker to get us out there and tow us. Altoona is the closest Freightliner location, so we're headed there now. Hats off to Freightliner. That was, by the time they got to coach, it was close to midnight probably on Thursday. It is now around noon on Saturday. They got it finished basically in one day. So definitely appreciate that, and we'll see what happens when we get there.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't seem like they could find anything wrong with it, so they were going to do a restart of the system, and I believe they took it for a test drive and couldn't find anything wrong. So we're headed there now to get the scoop and see what happens.
Yeah, Freightliner told them to do a regen and then reflash the computer, and so that's what they did. They didn't find anything, at least as far as I know. At least that's what they told me on the phone. So we'll find out when we get there, and I'm assuming that you know, everything's going to be covered under warranty, so I'm not really concerned about that. The tow bill was about $3,500. Part of the problem with owning a big rig, you got to pay big prices when something breaks. So about $3,500 tow bill, and that should be covered by Freightliner as well. So no big deal. We'll get this, head back home, and you know, we'll go from there. We got a trip coming up in 2 weeks. We're headed to a car show in Ocean City, so at least didn't have a problem there. And then we're headed down to Disney. Well, we're going to go to Savannah for a couple days, and then we're headed down to Disney. So much rather have a problem now than on 95. So we'll come back whenever we get to Freightliner, show you what's going on.
This is the day before the get-together starts. So today is a Wednesday, and Katrina's going to start making some runs over there. We're getting adjusted and used to life with Boomer. Where is he? Boomer. Boom! What's up, buddy? 10 weeks old, and he wants to chew. And
Oh, there's an RV joint right out front. I'm picking up my RV. All set? What was the deal?
Pretty much they just flashed the newest software reversion for Cummins.
Okay, so I didn't need to do a regen or anything that I should have done differently.
Nope, they said after reflashing ECM.
Can I get a picture of that?
Yeah, you take it.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I didn't bill it. It's going to warranty. So,
Okay.
I mean, if you have an email, I'll send you an email Monday and everything over for it.
Okay, good deal. This will work.
Okay.
So, thanks guys, appreciate it. Enjoy your time down there, but it's going to be busy.
Oh, that's nice. Good.
I'm glad it's under warranty. Hey everybody, as you can see, we were in the RV, so we picked it up here from Freightliner in Altoona. Again, call out to them. They got this, got it in and got it fixed in a day. So they didn't really say a whole lot on what the deal was. They just said that they reflashed the computer and put a new update in it, and looking for a test ride, everything's fine. So Heather could read what the page says, but they weren't very talkative, but at the same time they got it fixed. That's all I'm really sure about.
Yeah, we basically walked in and they handed us the keys and sent us on our way.
Yeah. So, but all good, covered under warranty, covered the tow under warranty. So it was multi-$1,000 bill. So it was a $3,800, I think it was what it says on the slip. But again, it's covered under warranty, so no big deal. And like I said, I'd rather it happen this weekend than if it would have happened on our way down to a couple different trips we have coming up in Florida. So no harm, no foul.
Just a run weekend.
Yeah. Didn't get to go camping this weekend, but that's all right. There's other weekends out there available, I guess. So anyhow, just some other news. We had just got back last week. We were at the Hershey RV show, and we had I had planned to bring you numerous videos on new units and different units that we like, or that what we thought was neat and different for 2026. Unfortunately, I had the camera on hyperlapse the entire time, so it took about 20 hours of video and turned it into 13 minutes of video. So I'm gonna slow it down and just kind of show you some of the highlights and some of the things that kind of stood out to us, voice over some of that. But what was your thoughts on the Hershey show? What were the things that you liked the most? What was some of the units you liked the most? Or some of the ones that you didn't like? Just curious.
Well, it was overwhelming because there's so many to look at, but I always like going through the fifth wheels just to see the different layouts. And then, of course, we went through some of the Renegades, which I don't know, I'm not a huge fan, but it's on what you like, I guess. And then the new Pasadena that's out. That was nice to look at. And I don't know. There's a lot. Even all the smaller, like the what are they? I guess they're V vans or what are they called?
Yep.
They're always nice to check out. You know, the layouts of those and think about if we ever take a long trip out west, what it would be like in one of those. So.
The B band?
Yeah.
Maybe the B plus. So one of the units that we looked at, and I'll slow down some of the video and show it, is the Delano. So it's I guess some people call it a B plus. The reality of it is it's a C. But I like those. You can get those on a Mercedes chassis, and you can get the Alpine on the Ford chassis, whatever the small Ford chassis is. So I like those a lot. There's probably something, like I said, that we would consider if we were going up to Alaska. Yeah, that's going to be a couple of years before we can retire and go out there. We're going to probably need, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months to get out there and back. But I like those a lot, so those would be at the top of my list. I mean, there's some other ones on the same chassis, but I think bang for your buck. The Delanos by Thor are as nice as anything that's out there, and a good price point. We looked at, I guess some of the things that surprised me was there's some really nice Class A gas motor RVs out there that were priced really aggressive. They've got a lot of amenities. There was one by Winnebago, for example. There was one from Jayco, and there was one from Fleetwood. And I thought they were priced pretty aggressive. It might have been show price, but still, you can probably get that as you work your way through the upcoming year. I like those a lot. We looked at the Fleetwood Alpine, which was new. It's a Super C on a F550 chassis. They had two of them there, two different layouts. A little bit different on a 550 chassis. Instead of being diesel, it was a gas motor. It was the Godzilla motor, which is what I have in my daily pickup. And it's got plenty of power, so it'd be great for that. It was priced really nice. I mean, it was a small Super C. I want to say the price tag on it, if I remember correctly, was $115, and that's a heck of a price for everything they offer. I don't know that we spent a whole lot of time in the travel trailers. So there was one. So Michelle, if you're watching this, there was one of the vintage trailers that was all teal and white. I know you'll like that, so I record that one for you. So take a look at that. And other than that, I don't think we really spent a lot of time in the travel trailers. We did look at quite a bit of the fifth wheels. I guess the thing that stands out to me on a lot of the fifth wheels is almost everybody now is offering a side patio. A side patio, and a lot of them have side patio and rear patios. Over there getting pulled over by Pennsylvania's finest, better him than me. Anyhow, the side patios are, started out with Abby and Jason with their with the deal that they had come out in. I think it was for the RV show in Tampa. I'd really like to see somebody put a side patio on a Super C or a diesel pusher. I don't know how you would do it, but weight-wise, it shouldn't be a problem. If they can put it on a fifth wheel, they can put it on one of these things. We'll bring you some video, slow it down. I'll voice over it, tell you what I think. Say my favorites. Again, where that Winnebago and that Jayco A-gasser were nice. Delano. They had a show hauler there. We did get a chance to take a look at it. There was a bunch of people in there. I did look around in the bottom, in the basement. That was decent. Way out of my price range, but still pretty cool. One thing I will call out is we went and looked closely at Newmar's. And I'm a big Newmar fan when it comes to the 8 pushers. But if we looked at Super Cs, which we had looked at the Grand Star, we went to Tampa specifically to look at that. But they have their whole line up there, including their newest ones, the Summit Air. And they're beautiful, beautiful paint, gorgeous inside. The thing that stood out to me the most, and I thought it was just a small Newmar, but it was in every one of them, including the Summit Air that's on the Cascadia chassis, is these things are built to haul a ton of stuff. Every one of those Newmar Super Cs, the basements are completely full with, first of all, they're built directly or mostly directly on the chassis instead of building them up, so there's not a lot of pass-through at all. You have the aqua hot system in there, you have your leveling system in there, you have your water bay, your electrical bay, the central vac. You start adding batteries, coach batteries, house batteries. You start adding all that up, there's literally no storage in any of the Newmars, and that's really disappointing. If you're going to spend that kind of money, and you have the horsepower that these things have, the torque that these things have, and the tow capacity, but you can't use it. So,
yeah, I think you open just about every basement door.
Yeah. I thought, maybe again it was just a Grand Star because it's on the S2 RV chassis and it's smaller, but I looked at the M2 chassis and the Cascadia chassis, and it was surprising. And it's going to make somebody happy. It would make me happy, and I just wouldn't. It changes my mind if we were ever to go to a bigger Super C. I think it would have to be, again, I really like this thing. I like the last one we had. The new SV was awesome. But it's on the S2 RV chassis as well, which, again, we love this chassis. I'm running 74 mile an hour, pulling the Jeep up the mountain right now on the bike. So it's plenty for what we needed. But I'd probably go to Dynamax and look at the DX3. Those are ranked pretty close to the top of my favorites for a Super C. And then Nexus had that new Super C out, the Maximus.
Yeah.
I like the looks of that. It's Nexus in the house side, so it's aggressively priced. But I really like the outside looks of it. The one they had there was on a leaf spring chassis, so it's on a Ford F650 chassis. The only one's built on that. But it's leaf springs. They said you could get ordered with airbags, but it was priced under $200,000. And I'm sure airbags could probably add 15 to 20 grand to it, but it'd probably be worth it. Or do you take it the way it is and put what's the name of it? That other suspension deal out there?
You're asking me?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm asking you. I know you don't know.
I don't know anything about.
I'm having brain fade now, but I know it starts with an S because I see Izzy wear the hat sometimes with the shirt. So, Liquid Spring, so that it's an LS on their logo. So does it make sense to put Liquid Spring on there? I don't know if they offer the F650, but that might be an option as well.
So the new Pasadena, the SV, what were your likes and dislikes about that?
So it's the same layout as the DA, which is what we have. They swapped the dinette and the theater seating. So for us, directly behind us is the dinette, which we fold down for the pups. And on that one, they put the theater seating up front and the dinette in the back. A lot of people had asked about that. Because any way you look at it, you're not directly across from the TV. You're kind of in the middle of both, but a lot of people question that, so they swapped that around.
So now the dinette is directly across from the kitchen area,
That's right.
Which makes a little more sense.
Yep. So that I like. the thing I like the most, well, it's got full tile flooring, and it's an all-electric coach. It has aqua hot, so you can heat your floor. Remember, I took our last RV out to Indiana in December, and it was 19 degrees. It was, you couldn't keep the floor warm. So having heated floors would be nice. The only thing I question is they put a 250D in there, and there's a lot of problems. There seems to be a lot of problems with the Aquahot 250 system. You get to a bigger system, they don't seem to be a problem. But the 250, they either have a lot of problems, or people would say that they take a lot of maintenance to keep up with it. I don't know, I've never had one. So I don't know if I like that, but I like the concept. The awning is a full awning, so ours is on our slide out, which is, our slide out covers 80% of the coach front to back. So
I would say that was definitely an upgrade.
Yeah. So that awning is mounted on the roof. So it's now flush with the roof line, and it covers front to back. So we're 40 foot long. Once you, if you take out the front of the engine bay and just take the cab back, we're 30, 35 and change. And that awning on that was 35 and change. It stretches the whole way. Well, it starts right where what we call the bubble bump. So you have a small awning over your door and then a full awning. And the way it's mounted up on the roof, it's going to be similar to what you see in Newmars, Dynamaxes, all that, where it's not hanging on the side of the coach, it's just hanging on the roof. So I like that a lot. They put a rear diffuser on the back that will force air down across the back of the coach and help keep it clean. I like that. Other than that, it's about the same. Price tag's 30 grand higher than the typical Pasadena. At least the show price was there. I don't know what I thought about that. I mean, I love our coach. I think he does a great job, but it's what I would consider a mid-price coach, and you can get a Pasadena in that 270 range, give or take. That show price on that one was $300, and the MSRP I think was $428. That's a whole lot of money for for any Super C, but I mean, unless you're getting something on a big chassis, I think it's priced too high. It's early, 2026 is just coming out. That price will come down by this time next year. Weather was great. I don't know. What do you think? Saw a lot of friends.
Yeah, we met a lot of people, and the weather was great.
It was 75 to 80 and sunny every day.
Yeah. I mean, I would say if you're looking to buy, definitely go to one of these shows because they have everything imaginable there. And a lot of times you have representatives from the manufacturer there that can answer any of your questions. But it is overwhelming, so you almost have to have something in your mind before you go.
Talk to the manufacturers. The manufacturers will be at Hershey. You might have a rep at some of the bigger local shows, but your next one's going to be down in Tampa. So we'll plan on going to the Tampa show. If for no other reason, just go to Florida in January.
Yeah, get away from the winter, the snow up in Florida.
So other than that, again, we have going to Ocean City. Since we couldn't go camping this weekend, we're going to Ocean City for a car show. 2 weeks, and we'll be camping down there and staying at Sun Outdoors. And then we head to Fort Wilderness, and we'll go to Savannah, and then Fort Wilderness for I think 9 days. Come home, and we're going to go back down into Virginia to Sun Outdoors and Chicotee. And then right after that, we go back to Disney for 3 weeks. So we'll be in Fort Wilderness for 3 weeks. So if anybody's going to be in any of those areas, look for us. We spend a lot of time on I-95 headed south. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoy the videos. We try to bring you as much content as we can, work full-time jobs. We have a lot of fun with this, but the algorithm has changed with YouTube, so it's very important for us to continue to grow. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. It costs nothing. It literally takes a second. So stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe. Give us the thumbs up, give us a comment, let us know what you think. Reach out to us through other social medias, and again, go out there and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. We're really trying to get this channel up where we think it should be.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, ciao.